Okay, so here is our homework help video in case, there we go, in case you get stumped somewhere, okay? So first one, negative 3x is greater than or equal to 18. So when you draw the highway, you're going to divide by negative 3. Divide this side by negative 3, divide this side by negative 3. So the 3's cancel, the 8's cancel. I'm kind of out of room, but x is, the sign flips because you divided by a negative, less than or equal to, oh shoot, I think that was a negative there. Oh shoot, 18, sorry. So 18 divided by negative 3, and that's going to give you negative 6. So x is less than or equal to negative 6. That is your solution right there. Okay. Then when you graph it, you're going to pick the closed circle because it's equal to, pointing to the left, this guy right here, because that matches the arrow. So we're going to the left at negative 6, which means anything negative 6. Uh-oh. Yeah, delete those. Anything negative 6 or smaller will work. Okay. Next one. Two-thirds times some number d. So to cancel the two-thirds, you divide. So if you're a calculator user, you type it in, you divide by two-thirds. Or you just flip and multiply. Multiply by 3 over 2. Why? The 2's cancel, the 3's cancel, and d is, instead of greater than, it stays the same because you didn't multiply by a negative. 8 times 3 is 24. 24 divided by 2 is 12. Or you could cancel the 8 and the 2 to a 1 and a 4. Either way, you get 12. So that's an open circle pointing to the right at 12. Number 3, a little trickier here because it's kind of on the wrong side. Instead of dividing by negative 4, you're going to multiply both sides by negative 4. Okay, the 4's cancel, the negatives cancel. So since it was a negative that we multiplied by, we're going to flip the sign. G is, if I read it backwards, greater than or equal to negative 8. Then you can graph it like that if you read it backwards. G is greater than or equal to negative 8. But normally you just want to flip it around. If you flip it, you also flip it the other way. G is greater than or equal to negative 8. Okay, so closed circle pointing to the right at negative 8, right here. That guy. Moving to the next one. Number 4. We haven't done these for a little while. Okay? Just find the missing value to keep them equivalent ratios or to keep them proportional. So if the number of boys gets cut in half, the number of girls gets cut in half. If we need 5 times the number of girls, you're going to need 5 times the number of boys. And then you just write it down here. 6 is to 10, so that 10 goes in here. 6 is to 10 is 3 is to that answer. And the other answer then is to 50. Volume is something that we have not done yet this year, but we should know that the volume of a cube is the length times the width times the height. If it's a cube, you can actually take the length of one side and cube it. Why? Because all the sides, the length, the width, and the height, they're all the same. Right? So if it's 2, you're going to cube it, multiply it by itself 3 times. Okay, so we got our first two-step inequality. So, okay, so I rewrote it over here. First step, or our goal to get y by itself, first step is to get rid of the addition or subtraction, so we're moving the 5. The 5 then goes to 0. This side is 8, and 8 times some number y is less than 8. So instead of dividing or multiplying by 8, we're going to divide by 8. We're going to divide by 8. So the 8's cancel. Actually, on both sides, they become 1. That is a less than. I don't know why I wrote that in there. So y is any number that is less than 1. Open circle pointing to the left at 1. Okay. On to 7. Okay. Tried to speed this here up for you a little bit. So instead of adding 2, goal is to get the p by itself. Okay. We're going to subtract 2. Goes to 0. Still have our 3p. And instead of greater, it stays greater than or equal to. Here's the trickiest part. 10 bad guys, 2 bad guys. Or you're losing by 10 points, the other team scores 2, you're now losing by 12 points. So instead of multiplying by 3, you divide by 3. We divided by a positive, so the inequality does not switch. So P is greater than or equal to 1 negative in the 12 makes the answer a negative. So closed circle, pointing to the right at -3. Okay, number 8, I believe if you're in regular math, I skipped 8. You're the next one, number 9, is number 8. If you're in advanced math, you do have a number 8. So this may be here, it may not, depending on which class you're in. So the H is on the wrong side, if you want to say that. I'll flip it, but I'll wait till the end to do it. -8, -8. Get rid of the 8, even though it doesn't say it, that 8's a positive 8 to begin with. Still have our -4/3 H. The 8's went away, and you get a -6 over here. Okay? So to cancel the -4/3, you're going to multiply by a -3/4. The 4's cancel, the 3's cancel, the negative signs, they even cancel. So R is, instead of it being greater than, it's going to be a less than if you read it left to right. And we multiplied by a -3/4. 2 negatives make a positive because, oh, sorry, that's not a B, that's a 6. So 6 times 3 is 18. 18/4. 2 negatives do make a positive, but that's not a B. 18/4 reduces to 9/2. And 9 divided by 2 is the same as 4.5. So you could put in a 4.5 as well instead of the 9/2. So R is, you could type that in, it'll work. Probably encourage you to flip it around though. R is greater than, not equal to, 4.5. Okay. I don't know what's going on here. I scrolled to the top and scrolled to the bottom, and it all kind of followed me. But anyway, very last one. I think everybody's got this. Maybe number 8, maybe number 9, depending on which class you're in. So, rewrote it. Instead of subtracting 5.3, you're going to add it. That cancels this guy out, makes it go to 0. Have a -1.2b greater than or equal to 567.2, looks like our total here. Okay, so then instead of multiplying b by -1.2, we're going to divide by -1.2. We're going to divide by -1.2. So, what is it? 12, 6 is 70, 11. Yeah, 12 times 6 is 72. So B is going to be, now, we divided by a negative, so we flip the inequality. B is less than or equal to, when you divide those, you get -6. Okay, which means at the -6, you're going to pick the one that's a closed circle and the arrow to the left. So, good luck, guys. Hope this helped. I know it's kind of long. I hope you skipped to the part where you needed it instead of watch the whole thing. See you later.